there, everybody. My name is Dwamp, and I'm a nobody trying to be a somebody. So this is my 139 subscriber special. I have been trying to be a YouTuber for 6 years, and I have started 5 YouTube channels, and only one of them was kind of successful. So I think it's a fun story. My friend Jonathan and I did a stop motion video for a film class. He introduced me to a lot of YouTubers: Thomaska, Rooster Teeth, and PewDiePie. High school. This is where I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try to be a YouTuber. I'm in high school now. I think I'm old enough. I think I can start to understand things. So I went and purchased a Roxario, whatever it was called, game capture device, Adobe Premiere Elements, and Adobe Photoshop Elements. These are the watered down versions of Adobe that were released on disc. So I start learning about how film works. So, you know, the people in film, type of stuff that you do in film. I meet a lot of creative kids who went on YouTube and learned how to do this shit themselves. So I create my first YouTube channel, which was called Top Hat Productions. Super cringy. On this channel is a little series called the Salt series. Now my friend Gabriel comes to me one day and goes, yeah, do you like them Smash Brothers? Oh, I love Smash Brothers. It's one of my favorite games. All right, well, watch this documentary, learn yourself some Smash Brothers, and let's host a tournament. So I watched the Smash documentary, the famous Smash documentary. We do a 16-man tournament. We had one setup that could record on, and we go through everybody, double a limb. Tournament took 12 hours. My Blue Yeti was sitting on a table, and the commentators would be on the table and be talking, and we would be playing we'd have a little webcam watching us play. I also created another YouTube account at this time for my high school stuff. Junior year happens and I can drive, so I get a job. And I'm like, man, I'm tired of not having equipment. I work as a splats ball salesman, and I get a real capture card. I'm like, oh yeah, I can get actual gameplay now. Me and my friend David go, hey, why don't we start a YouTube channel? You have the equipment, I have some personality, we vibe very well together.
Hi, welcome to the channel. Side-scrolling version of Dark Souls.
Momodora. It was the first video me and him ever recorded together, and it was amazing chemistry. I'm really getting into this YouTube stuff, and I buy more equipment, I get another job, deal with my car, all this stuff, and David lives 50 minutes away from me. And he also was a musician, but you know, I asked him, hey, can you make some custom songs? Can you make an intro song? Can you make an outro song? The only thing I ever got from him was an outro song. So I would drive to his house, make the content, pack up my shit, drive home, edit, put it out. Now, Dwamp has always been me and a tag along, so it became Dwamp Tag. So after my third YouTube channel kind of peters out, I start my fourth channel, which was Friends Without Benefits Compilations, which is the only channel that's ever been successful that I've worked with. I started it because I watched a lot of Alpharad. I got really into his content. I thought his voice was annoying, but I got used to it. And I found out that I really liked his sense of humor, and I liked the videos that he made. And then I found him playing Castle Crashers with Ouija the God and Travis, my favorite video that he has ever made. And I'm like, oh, I gotta find more of these guys playing games together. And then I find out about Friends Without Benefits, and I lose my shit because it's a whole Let's Play channel of them just doing that raw and uncut. This was just after Big News 2017, and I am floored. So I start watching a bunch of their content and loving it. They keep on saying, hey, where's the major intro compilation? Where's our compilation people at? Who's doing this? Who's doing what? I go, fuck it. It's January. I'm gonna make the Best of Major 2017 on January 6th. And I do that, and it gets no views. And I'm like, okay. And then I make a Best of Mario Party 10, and it gets a couple views. I'm like, that's cool. And then I make Best of Mario Party 6 Part 1. It explodes. I get 10,000 views. I get 2,000 subs. I'm like, holy shit, I never thought this would happen. The Fwob comp channel was not monetized for the first, I think, 8 months. YouTube was doing that thing where channels had to change, where they had to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time. Fwob Comp had that by February of 2018, and I did not get monetization until October of 2018. Out of the blue, Alpharad DMs me, this guy I've been following who's, slightly older than me, but has done something that I've dreamed of doing for years at his age. And I'm like, holy shit. And one of my idols is basically talking to me, and he goes, hey, do you want to make compilations for us? I go, hells yeah. What do you want me to do? And he goes, oh, wait. I have to check with the guys, but I like what you're doing. I like your little edits that you put in there. And, let's do it. 2 weeks go by. Hey, what about those compilations you want me to do? 2 months go by. Hey, gonna try one more time to do compilations for you guys. Meanwhile, this is when I start my 4th channel. I've been playing a lot of Magic the Gathering, a lot of Commander. And I'd go to my hobby shop and I would play it with all the people there. And I met a lot of cool people there. One of those people was my friend Gio, who introduced me to his brother and also introduced me to my good friend James. So we sit down at a Denny's at 1:30 after playing Magic the entire day. And we come up with this harebrained scheme to start a channel called the Totally Original Command Tower, which would be all about making commander decks and playing video games, like a Let's Play channel, and it would be our thing. It would be our little niche. We start with the 3 of us, and then I need another person. His name's Nick. Then Gio's brother just happens to always be around. Preston jumps on, who's this writer guy. And then my girlfriend jumps on. My girlfriend of, at this point, 4 years. We learn how to make how to shoot a commander game, and we were like, oh, we need 3 cameras. Oh, we need this, we need that, blah, 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 blah. And I end up just still doing all the work, just like what happened with me and David. Then an amazing opportunity happens. My dad starting to become a producer and gets a movie that's happening in Canada. So I go to Canada and I film a feature film, and I learned so much about film. If I'm gonna have a YouTube channel, I need everyone to pull their weight, and I tell everybody this while I'm in Canada, and I come back and they're still not pulling their weight. So I'm closing down this channel because I know none of you are going to continue it without me. This is when Fwob Comp comes back into my life. I make a Way Out compilation because I am bored one day in Canada and was like, you know what? This is something I want to do. Not because it's going to get me views or whatever, just because I like watching their content. I like editing it a little bit. I'm an editor, and I think that compilations help channels grow because you can just show them and it gets new people interested. And then Jesus DMs me out of the blue. He goes, hey, do you want to make compilations for us? I said yes 6 months ago. And Jesus said, no, this time for real. So we're doing best of the month. Do you want to make them? And I said, hell yeah. This is September of 2018. I spend 15 days while I have classes. I spend 15 days, 7 hours a day, just editing this first compilation. It's the first time I'd ever made a compilation of this grand of scale, because at this time they made about an hour's worth of content a day, which means they were making about 30 to 31 hours of content a month. I pour my heart and soul. I add edits, I add transitions, and that best of September compilation is amazing in my opinion. After November, I found out that Fwob made 45 hours of content, and then they started doing live streams, which added another 2 hours to 10 hours every Friday. And I could not watch all of it. It was too much Fwob. I started losing my mind because I could not watch Fwob anymore. It was too mentally draining to watch all of that content. And if I missed a day, it was just so much more work, because when I do a compilation, I watch the video once, I take my favorite parts, and then I go, okay, what parts are actually funny? What are part of a storyline that the game they're playing? What is it? That means an hour and a half worth of footage became about 3 hours of footage every day. And then I would add my animations so I could, maintain this idea that my editing skills was the reason why they hired me. 3rd month, same thing. I spend 15 days just trying to make this content the best it could possibly be. By the way, I made best of 2018 in a month, and I had not watched at least 5 months of Fwob. And I did it, and it's a good video. So the idea behind the compilations after he was doing best of the month was if I do this for a couple months, eventually they'll be like, do you want to work on an actual series? And then just send a bunch of files to me. And then if I did it for a year, maybe we'd hang out at like a Smash Con. It was a pipe dream, but in my head I thought, oh, you know, at the very least, it will help me like grow as a YouTuber, and they'll actually give me some clout, and maybe they'll throw me stuff to do or throw me towards people. Which they did. They pointed me in the direction of Omni and Relax when they needed highlight people, but they didn't take me, which was very sad. So January comes around, my friend Preston from the earlier channel goes, hey, do you want to make a newscasting channel for Magic? Because there are none of those. And Magic's about to change their tournament system, and it'll be a really big deal if we actually do this. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just work as an editor. Then I end up having to run the cameras and the sound and I have to do everything again. It goes for 2 months, and then everything kind of falls apart. Magic no longer does top 32 decks, which means we can't pick apart decks like we were doing. And Magic was no longer doing video coverage on a bunch of their tournaments. My work during this time suffered that. Best of January and best of February were really bad compared to what I had made previous. So then February comes around. This is after Draw 7, which was the 5th channel I started, fell apart. And I gave Deezus like a 4-hour video. I was like, hey, look, my computer broke this month. I was working on another channel, la-da-da-da-da. Here's the footage. Deezus goes, look, you need to get better at trimming the fat. March comes out. Same thing happens. So many videos that went above 30 minutes. I had to have over 65 hours to watch in March, not including live streams, and I just could not do it. So I gave him like a 4-hour video again. He goes, what the fuck, dude? So I didn't get paid for March, and then we have a short conversation. I'm like, hey, why don't you guys do the compilations? Can you guys give me access to what the Patreon has access to? Yada, yada, yada. And, you know, worked for a big YouTube channel and didn't get a following. Not because of, you know, not because of them. I was Joe Schmo who they hired. I wasn't even a friend of theirs. The only subs I ever got from Fwob came from my compilation channel, which were just avid fans who wanted to support me because I was a fan and I put in the time to entertain them with other people's content. But, you know, we come to April, I DM'd these, I'm like, look, I'm sorry for all this shit. I want to start my own YouTube channel. I want to be like you guys. I'm inspired by you guys. Hey, can I put my name in the description, my YouTube channel in the description? He goes, do you want better? Just put in the opening. I said, okay. So I put in the opening. It's a 15-second thing in the middle of the Minecraft opening. I'm like, all right, at least 100 people have to come over. Not a single one came over from that video. I haven't made any compilations for the, you know, supporters that were on the Friends Without Benefits compilation channel. And my compilations have just been going downhill because I can't watch that much Fwob. So I kind of look like an idiot in front of Deezus and I go, hey, can we do a bi-weekly comp? And I meant a bi-monthly comp where it's every 2 weeks because it's easier to watch 22 hours of content in 2 weeks than it is to watch 45 to 50 hours of content in a month. I have started 5 YouTube channels. Only one of them was successful, and it was content I didn't even own. I didn't expect to ever, you know, go and become a member of Fwob, but I expected at some point for them to be like, hey, do you want to edit a series for us? Or, hey, do you want to meet at SmashCon or something like that? The nicest thing I ever got, though, was Ouija DM'd me out of the blue and said, hey, I'm really proud of you. And I had to ask him, like, is this an irony thing? He goes, no, you actually, like, do good work. And I'm like, thank you. Then I immediately asked him, hey, can you do this type of video on your main channel? And then he was like, oh, maybe. And I was like, oh, I looked like an idiot. So now I'm trying to make my own content. I'm trying to make at least a video every week. I am proof that you can have equipment, know-how, and experience and still not make it on YouTube. I'm not sad. I'm going to keep doing it because I'm chasing that YouTube dream. I will be making more content regularly. I'm going to go to SmashCon and try to meet some content creators, hook up with them, and maybe meet Fwob finally. Gonna be playing in tournaments, so maybe you'll see me on stream. I'll get 4 stocked on stream. It'll be great. For anyone who stayed and watched till the end, all 24 of you, thank you. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you in the future. That's my story of a nobody trying to be a somebody.